So what is going on, guys? I'm BlackOpsAmazing. Welcome back to another video on the channel where today I have something I never thought I would expect from Call of Duty, and that is an apology for everything that's been going on to do with their games over the past few months, I guess, since Vanguard's release. Warzone, Vanguard, a message from all of our developers, Raven, Sledgehammer, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, so I'm guessing their side of the game as well, Warzone previously, Verdansk, everything that's gone on to do with Call of Duty. I don't think I've ever seen them come out and have to apologise. So anyway, they just tweeted this out over on the Call of Duty page. They said, a message to our community. We wanted to take a minute to talk about fixing the game. We hear you, and we feel your frustrations. Our team are hard at work addressing the issues that have been experienced across Vanguard, Warzone, and Modern Warfare. Updates are being deployed as quickly as possible. We want everyone to have a seamless experience no matter which game mode or platform you play on. Your feedback is a critical part of our development process to make our games the best they can be. Stay posted for real-time updates, and for the most frequent ones, make sure you're following Raven, Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward, and Treyarch. Call of Duty. Like I said, I don't think I have ever seen a video game franchise, let alone Call of Duty, ever have to come out. I'm sure this has happened before, but when I think of, I don't know, Ubisoft, EA, Rockstar, we'll talk about other developers in just a second. I want to show you some replies to this, but Call of Duty have never done this before, and thinking about it, have they ever been in a worse state with not only their game, but all of the controversy that's going on surrounding Activision and some of the developers, Raven and the QA testers, Sledgehammer, Treyarch, and the situation that went on with Dan Bunting, obviously Activision and the CEO Bobby, all of the other stuff. One of the only developers we never really got news about in terms of something bad happening was Infinity Ward, but all of them have had controversy come out surrounding them to do with things not game related. And then when it does come to the game, our latest one, the multiplayer side, I haven't played it since its release, but I have seen on Twitter so many people complaining about what's in this game, all of the problems, the bugs, the meta. I don't think I've ever seen the multiplayer community be in that much uproar about it. I'm sure since most of you watching this video are fans of the zombies mode, I don't need to tell you how much flack this mode has received. It is absolutely hated. Again, I've never ever experienced anything like this, not even in Black Ops 4 Zombies. That's considered by a lot of people to be bad, but there wasn't this much toxicity with it. People were just like, yeah, okay, we don't like it, but you can tell they tried. Even with Cold War for some people, that was hit and miss, but with this game, pretty much every single person in the community absolutely hates it. And as I just mentioned, the hate to do with Vanguard Zombies is nothing alike what went on with BO4, because you can tell with that game, at least Treyarch, it's hard to work this. I don't want to say they tried, but it wasn't an unfinished product. It didn't come across like they just released this game purely to make money. And that's, to me at least, how Vanguard Zombies does come across. Even with the latest update, Season 1 Reloaded, I've played it once. I've had one game, maybe an hour or so long, and that's it. I feel like I'm done with it. It's just nowhere near good enough. Call of Duty is a AAA game. These are AAA developers. Activision is the biggest publisher around, so when you've got them releasing half-finished, half-baked games, Activision products should be the best of the best. It makes you feel like, yeah, we've totally been taken for mugs. In no way should this game have released. It isn't fair, and that's what I think they're also saying here in a slightly different way. We shouldn't have to put up with this. They did tweet out some of the fixes they would be making. For the Warzone side of the game, it reads, latest implemented changes. Bug fixes. Fix collision issues with various elements across Caldera, allowing players to exploit, peek, shoot through them. Weapon balancing, adjustments to the Akimbo double barrel shotgun, including issues with the range of weapons. Known issues being worked on. Console performance. We are continuing to investigate various performance related issues on both Xbox and PlayStation platforms. Invisible skins. Again, I don't play Warzone, but I have seen loads of pictures of this over on Twitter. It's quite funny. They say we are aware of reports that certain skins are appearing invisible in Warzone. Buy stations. We are working on a fix to solve where some players are experiencing freezes when attempting to access a buy station. Now again, I don't play Warzone, but one thing I have noticed, and I watch a lot of streamers, or I used to, there are a few certain streamers I used to watch over on Twitch when they play Warzone, but ever since Caldera has released, I've noticed those streamers haven't really been playing Warzone, and when they do, I also haven't been as interested. I haven't played Caldera, but just from watching it, to me, as a viewer, I don't know, there's just something about it that ever since Caldera has released, I haven't been too interested in watching this game. If you play it, let me know in the comments section below. Is Caldera better than Verdansk. I've noticed so many complaints about Warzone since this map is released. It could be good, I have no idea. Maybe it is better than Verdansk. But I don't want to sound harsh here. I'm not as interested in this new Warzone map made by Sledgehammer. I'm also not that interested in Vanguard, again, made by Sledgehammer. And looking at their previous products, World War II, Advanced Warfare, I've never really been that bothered about anything that Sledgehammer has released. And quite frankly to me, I've also never thought, wow, their games are amazing. Compared to Treyarch's Black Ops series or Infinity Ward's Modern Warfare series, every product that I've had from Sledgehammer, I've always felt has had problems. I hate to say this, I did make a video about it a week or two ago now, where I said they really are the worst developers, but you have to be honest, and, well, they are. Anyway, they also put out another tweet to do with Vanguard and the fixes in that game. They said, bug fixes, multiplayer stability improvements, camo and weapon challenges are now tracking, improved spawn logic, and known issues that are being worked on, weapon and equipment, shotgun nerfs and smoke reduction on incendiary rounds, kill streaks, working on issues with attack dogs including challenge tracking and perk protection, perks, fixes for cold blood and high alert bugs, modes, we're improving diversity in map rotation and accuracy of quick play filters, matchmaking, we're investigating a party disconnect issue where players are being kicked from the party post-match, and for the zombie side of the game they said, dedicated server pause for solo and single player private matches, fixes for seasonal challenge, execution, not progressing. So again, a ton of fixes that need to be made to Vanguard. Because I know a lot more about the zombie side of this game, they say they're still working on a dedicated server button for solo and single player. Treyarch did come out and tell us that yesterday for the Season 1 Reloaded update. They said, look, the reason why it's not here yet is because it's a lot harder to add into the game than we thought. Because we have dedicated servers in this year's Zombies, that's something that's never happened in Zombies before. So adding a pause button to dedicated servers is a lot more difficult than they thought. In one way, you can accept that because, again, this isn't Treyarch's game, this is Sledgehammer's. It isn't Treyarch that decided to add dedicated servers to the Zombies mode. But on the other hand, it shouldn't be our problem. We shouldn't have to play a Zombies mode without a pause button. It's absolutely idiotic. It's just another example of why this game shouldn't have released. And then of course they say fixes to the seasonal challenge as well. As far as I'm aware, that's the least of my worries right now. Treyarch have just made one big fix in terms of adding Pack-a-Punch camos, but we're still missing so much from this game. There's no main Easter egg, there's nothing to do in the maps. This isn't really a mode that people want. People don't care about Durham Fang. The content that released yesterday, a round-based mode in quotation marks for Shino Numa, yeah, it's not. It's kind of a half and half thing. Treyarch have just added that into the game to please round-based players when it's very obvious that wasn't their original intention. So on one hand I'm thinking, yeah, I guess at least they're trying, although it still doesn't make me want to play Vanguard Zombies. And on the other hand I'm thinking, well, why did you do this in the first place? I get you wanted to try something new, but if you're going to have a plan, an idea of what you want to do with this game, then just stick to it. Things are already too far gone now. Either release a round-based Zombies map or don't do it at all. Don't add a mode that you think will please round-based fans. Don't just half do it. Don't do exactly what everything in this game does. Half-baked things. So yeah, I guess it is good that they did finally come out and apologise. The developers have kind of done it before, but this is from the official Call of Duty Twitter. I've always said no matter which developer it is, doesn't even have to be Call of Duty related. I like it when developers come out and explain situations. They haven't really explained themselves here, but at least they're trying to apologise, which is a lot more than what other developers do. And just looking at some of the replies, Charlie Intel said, more communications like this please, and someone replied, you want to be a Rockstar Games fan? I know that Rockstar are notorious for not communicating with their community. I don't see why every developer doesn't do this. It's not hard at all. Most developers have a community manager. They are on Twitter, but still they don't communicate with us. What's the point of having a community manager? To me, they should do much more than just tell us about fixes or what's coming into the game. They should explain the situation, actually talk to the community, reply to us, not just put out a tweet then ignore everything. Someone else replied to Call of Duty's tweet by saying, they are working on basically 3 separate games at one time. Call of Duty, it's okay to release one game every few years and just update it. We don't necessarily need a new COD every year. I don't want this franchise to die. That is a good point. I know a lot of people do agree with that. Call of Duty releases every year, and I suppose with any video game that does this, you are bound now and again to mess up. With anything, I suppose it would be hard to have to release a product every year and for it to be better than the last one. Thinking about it that way, I suppose you're not going to get it right every year. Someone else said, your move Battlefield, again, another example of some developers that don't communicate. DICE, EA. You could argue that Battlefield is in an even worse situation than COD right now. So this person's saying, look, you've seen what Call of Duty have done. They've put out a message to the community saying this isn't good enough. You should do the same, as should every developer. It's not hard to just communicate. Someone, I guess this person works at Sledgehammer, did put out a tweet saying, I'm looking for another community manager to join our Raven software comms team who are working on Warzone. There are quite a few community managers out there right now for all of these studios, but the one thing they don't do, as their title suggests, communicate. It isn't communicating with the community if you're just putting out tweets about the game, about fixes. Actually reply to people, explain why the game is in the state that is. I do understand that maybe they can't do that because of Activision, but this tweet itself from Call of Duty would have had Activision's approval. I think Activision would have told whoever manages this Twitter account to put this tweet out. Maybe it's a little bit of PR as well, but in my eyes, at least it's something. So yeah, there we go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, hopefully you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, drop a like rating. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.